was walking down the street on a sunny day. Hubba, 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 hubba. A feeling in my bones says I have my way. Hubba, 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 hubba. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, ain't it good when things are going your way? Hey, hey. My little dog Spot got hit by a car. Hubba, 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 hubba. Put his guts in a box and put him in a drawer. Hubba, 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 hubba. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, ain't it good when things are going your way? Hey, hey.
Hello Aimless Adventure fans, this is Murph, and I thought for this video I would show you my toy room. So, shall we begin? First I'll start with the hallway leading up to it. It's on the third floor here of our place we live in Philly, and in the hallway here I got a number of records and artwork that I've picked up over the years from various Comic-Cons, my David Lee Roth albums, of course Billy Idol, gotta love him, AC/DC. So we'll follow the hallway around the corner here. Got some artwork on the walls leading up to it. Got here a game box signed by the Angry Video Nerd. Little shadow box with an old TV switcher for video games. Here I got my Masterpiece lightsaber collection. Got these on the wall. Pretty cool. Let's see, I can turn them on. There's Kylo Ren's. There's Darth Vader's. Turn off the light. Pretty cool effect there. And let me turn these things off. Kind of noisy. Leading up here, I got some more shadow boxes filled with old miniature boxes from D&D from the early 80s. More artwork. Got a shadow box there with the Atari Berserk box, a little game switcher, and an old Atari game. So, let's go into the toy room. I'll warn you, this might look like a hoarder's room, but you know what the difference between a hoarder and a collector is? Organization. Alright, let's open it up. Let's go. Doom, 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 doom. Wow. Alright. Well, let's close the door here. Got a little stick I'm using as a pointer here. On the inside of my door here, I got various figures in plastic boxes here, hanging up on a bulletin board. Got the original Battlestar Galactica figures from the 80s, 3 3/4 size. Got the Super 7 Aliens figures here. Got the old Tron figures. Got some action figures from the Black Hole, one on the card. Got the old Buck Rogers figures from the 80s by Mego. And then I got some more random figures, the Terminator figures from Super 7, some G.I. Joe 25th anniversary figures, and so on. On the wall here I got some carded figures, mainly G.I. Joe 25th anniversary figures. There's Snake Eyes and Sergeant Slaughter, old Sergeant Savage figure, Cobra Commander from Comic-Con exclusive, Mail Away Doc. There's a Zartan figure from Fun School from India. Got a Major Blood figure still on the card from China. The Talking Cobra Commander. And then I got a Power of the Force Imperial Gunner there. Got my Boba Fett wall helmet. Over here I got the 12-inch Boba Fett by Gentle Giant, which is a replica of the original 3 3/4 figure. This one is a missile rocket firing version. And on the shelves here I got some random figures. There's Snake Plissken, there's my Johnny Cash action figure, Robotech figures. I got some Walking Dead miniatures by McFarlane Toys they made a few years ago. There's the prison scene, there's old Herschel there on the steps. Got some early Zoids figures here. Then I got a little Lego setup of the Carbon Freeze chamber. There's Boba Fett there again. And then here's the Iron Throne from the throne room there at the Red Keep from Game of Thrones, McFarlane set. And just some random rockets that I've built over the years, kind of stacked up on a shelf there. Let's look at the first bookcase. Well, here I got random figures, toys from the anime Orgus from Japan. These were made in the 80s. And then I got some here from Dougram, a few Macross, L-Game. These are all die-cast and plastic robots from Japan. Here I got the current Macross toy line, the Heavy Metal R. These are all 1/100 scale. I got the Super VF1S, Folker Special. I got the Strike Valkyrie that Hikaru flew. In the back I got the blue Max Sterling, or Maximilian Sterling. Got the brown VF1A, the VF1J, the VF1J Armored Valkyrie. And then the first ever toys we got here is the Battle Pod Regult and the Officer's Battle Pod. And then the huge 100 scale monster, Destroid, which is gigantic. Below here I got some Walking Dead action figures by McFarlane Toys on display. Got a little cap gun there with some caps, which is cool. There's Merle. Some more Walking Dead. Morgan! Figures across here, mainly the good guys, non-zombies. Rick, Daryl. And down below here I got random role-playing game boxes from the 80s, old Dungeons & Dragons, the original box set, and so on. Top Secret, Gamma World, Indiana Jones, Marvel, and so on. Various books that I've had for my role-playing games that I've kept over the years. Got a center thing here. There's the SDF-1 Macross. This is the Matchbox version. Got some random Clone Wars figures here on display. Old Kenner figure action figure cases. That's a custom Sand Trooper on the car. That's a fan-made one. There's the Battle Pod from the Matchbox Robotech line. Got the 12-inch Star Wars figures from back in the day. Stormtrooper, Fett, Vader, IG-88. Got some of the new Japanese Star Wars figures. Then the Stormtrooper and, Death Trooper from Rogue One. More of the old school 12-inch. There's Han, C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewbacca, Luke, Leia, and Obi-Wan. Probot playset, speeder bike, ISP-6 mini rig. Down below here I got the Inhumanoids toy line. I got this complete toy line. There's Decompose and Tendril. There's the Earth Core. Down below I got Metlar and the vehicles. That was always a favorite cartoon of mine. Starting up here, I got more die-cast robots from Japan. These are from the Macross line. These are the 155, mainly the 155 scale Valkyries. Here, Armored Valkyrie. I got a couple different versions of the Super Valkyrie. That's the reissue from 1990. That was the reissue from later on, I want to say the late 90s, early 2000s. There's the Max and Miria's Valkyrie. There's the 176 scale, I believe. Armored Valkyrie, VF1J, that's a little bootleg. Destroy conversion kit and the Tomahawk armor, 1/100 scale Valkyrie, and then a version of the SDF-1. Got the original die-cast Star Wars ships here from back in the day. The only one I don't have is the TIE Bomber, because that one's pretty much impossible to get. Then mixed in here, I got the old Battlestar Galactica ships by Mattel. I did a video last year on how those nixed the rocket firing Boba Fett. And here I got the Yamato Valkyries. I also got one of the Valkyrie from Macross 2. That's actually a model kit, but it transforms. And down below here I got random Macross toys, mainly a lot from Matchbox. The Officer's Battle Pod, the Bioroid on this hover vehicle. Then here I got the Zentradi model kits that I've built. These were model kits from Japan that I've built and put together and painted. Then down below here is just random model kits, mainly Macross model kits from Japan that I haven't put together. So I've had these for years and just never built them. So maybe one day I'll get around to doing it. Also, some extras. Also got these I want to build one day, the Airwolf helicopter and the Mad Max Interceptor. The Mad Max Interceptor is actually a model kit from Japan, very detailed. But once again, I'm kind of worried about screwing it up if I start building it, so I don't know. And these are just some random Star Trek dice games that were put out by FASA back in the day. Over here is more of the Macross die-cast toys from Japan from the 80s. Here's the original Super Veritech from 1982. Then I got the Ostrich from the movie, the Strike Valkyrie, and the Eland Seeker. And there's Max and two different versions of Rick's. Then I got the 144 and the 1240 scale, I think it's 240 scale, Monster. These are die-cast figures here. the Macross Famicom game. These are some fan-made third-party tape cassette transformers. Got some models from the miniature game Dust Tactics. This is my Mospidata shelf. I got some toys here from back in the day, some of the Geiken Alphas. And I got some of the Masterpiece. You know, there's some Shadow Fighters there. Cyclones. There's two of the Invids. Invid Scout and Invid Enforcer. This is my Vodum shelf. I have a lot of the Vodum's toys. And then at the end I got the models. There's the big boys back there. There's some of the model kits there. And here's more Macross model kits. These are the non-Zentradi ones. And then I got some books from Japan from Macross. And then I got some more role-playing books down below, and miniature game books. Yes, that's a power supply from an Atari arcade game. I also have some arcade games down below. I used to collect those. I'll show those in another video. This side of the room is almost all Transformers. So here's like some third-party Transformers. I like G1. That's my favorite. Here's some more. In addition, I got the Japanese version of Megatron still in the box in the back. I got Starscream in his original box from back in the day. It's kind of beat up, but still. Dinobots and other Transformers from G1. These are the new Headmaster Transformers that are out. This shelf I usually put the new stuff on, if I pick it up. And here's some new stuff, Combiner Wars. I got the Bruticus from the US, and I got the Bruticus from Japan, which is pretty cool. More game miniature stuff. Here's my Masterpiece Autobots, and then accessories with them. Some are third party. The rest are, but they're mainly all Takara. Or Grimlock. Then my Masterpiece Decepticons. There's the tape cassettes that go with good old Soundwave. And here's our Autobots from back in the day. Yeah, these things are a pain in the ass to dust, let me tell you. And then I got some box games here. I'm a big tabletop gamer. So these are two games that I really like. Battle of Stanray and Battle of Kalnock. Those were miniature games based off of Dougram from Japan. Very hard to find games, but a lot of fun to play. Almost a precursor to Battletech. Starfleet Battles, Battletech shelf. And here I got more Decepticons from the original G1 Transformers. There's some third-party figures right there. More G1. Triptychon. And more G1. Here's our combiners. There's the original Bruticus. There's some Energon cubes. Below here I have some airsoft stuff. These are my magazines for various airsoft guns that I have. In addition to collecting real guns, I like to collect airsoft guns too. This is just mainly airsoft supplies. AR-15 tool. Which I use for my real AR-15. Which, on top of the bookcases, are all boxes of airsoft guns that I've collected over the years. A lot of Tokyo Marui. One of my favorite companies. Some gun boxes that I have some in. Over here in the center of the room, I use this for storage for some of my RC cars and fireworks. Yes, I got a fireworks stored here. You never know when you might need them. Got a little train table here. Yes, I like trains. This is an N-scale little train table I've kind of put together. Still working on it. I got to add lights and stuff, but it's fun. Here I got a shelf system, got some old school Star Wars toys from the first movie. Here I got the old micro play sets, I believe. There's Death Star World. Then here's Bespin World. There's the micro X-Wing and TIE Fighter. Hoth World. There's the original TIE Fighter from 1978, and right there's the original X-Wing from back in the day. Then I got some random G.I. Joe vehicles here on display. There's the Sky Striker and, of course, the Killer Whale hovercraft. Let's go on. Right here, the original Fortress Maximus from back in the day. And of course, I got my favorite Star Wars playset, the Death Star playset. That was a really cool playset from back in the day. The Kenner never remade. Anyway, this is my little hobby center. This is where I sit and I make my various projects, either for cosplay or put together models, whatever. I just finished up a laser pistol for my Fallout costume and got a rocket there to make, a little small one. Across the way I got various RC cars that I've built on the shelf here and like to drive. I'm not really into the new RC cars, but these are all old school ones. Got my original RC-10, a couple RC-10s. Yeah, that's what RC-10B4, I believe. That's like I have a newer one. Then I got some Tamiya cars, a frog, a hornet, a grasshopper. Those three are actually reissues. This shelf here, I got the original Jabba the Hutt playset from 1983. Got one with a new Leia figure with it. And then I got various Boba Fett figures. Some rocket firing, some are fan reissue. That painted one there, the third one over from the left, that's actually the first Kenner official rocket firing Boba Fett of the original mold. So that one's an official figure. The rest are all fan-made. Fan-made Sand Trooper. Rogue One spaceships. And more rockets. Corner here, I got some game stuff up above. Warhammer 40k, zombies. Some Spawn large figures, more robots, Jenna Jameson action figure, Gundam models, more miniatures, Masterpiece Robotech, Gundam, Spawn figures. Here I have some of the larger Transformers. I have the original Predacons there, but with all the crazy Devi add-ons, makes it pretty large. There's the Fan Bruticus. There's Warbatron, which is a huge figure. There's the black and brown Megatron, put out by Takara. It was an eHobby exclusive in Japan. I got Omega Supreme in the back, along with the War for Cybertron Bruticus. The new Rogue One figures, along with a fan-made Mos Eisley backdrop there. And then some old school Star Wars figures. There's the George Lucas Stormtrooper. That was an official Kenner figure that was put out. And then the Ralph McQuarrie Star Wars figures. And then here, let's go over to my desk area. There's my laptop. And then here, there's my Vectrex system, which is one of my favorite old school video game systems. Here I got a gun stand with some various airsoft guns and a couple Nerf guns. So I got some of the Rogue One Black Series figures there. There's a map of Westeros. AT-AT. And some more Star Wars Black Series. A lot from The Force Awakens, but a couple classics as well, like Boba Fett, Sand Trooper, Stormtrooper. Up above here, I got Vectrex games to play on my Vectrex. Some fan-made Vectrex games. Old Pac-Man game. Got Beast Wars Transformers. Mainly all from back in the day. There is the new Rhinox there, though. That is the more modern figure. All the rest were from the early 2000s. 2002, around there. And these are some of the new Seekers that were put out in the Transformers line, maybe started coming out with those 10 years ago. Some more miniatures and Terminator figures, more modern Transformers, Gears of War figures, die-cast Voltron from Japan, along with Unicron, Aliens Power Loader there. Up above here, I got my Boba Fett shelf. All various Boba Fett stuff, because if you know me, you know I'm a Boba Fett fan. Little knickknacks of Boba Fett that I've collected over the years. Yes, even Boba Fett underoos. Alright. They have not been worn yet. Then this is just a shelf of random toys. Star Wars Kenner Sand Skiff, the new Black Series ATST, some Batman the Animated figures. Here I got a Detolf shelf from IKEA. I got a boxed Alien from Alien vs. Predator line, actually signed by Todd McFarlane. That was back when I was in Arizona. My friend Mike Brocky got that for me from the McFarlane store that used to be there. There's the Alien Queen, large size Boba Fett. Then inside the glass case here, I just got random Predator and Aliens toys, and one little Terminator over there. Anyway, well, that's it. A lot of stuff in the toy room. It's a smaller room than what I had in Arizona because we're living in a smaller place, but it works for me. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Oh, I didn't show you these too. These are the Mopé cases, and inside here is where I keep a lot of my loose figures, my collection for Star Wars or for G.I. Joe. Like, for example, old Star Wars figures. There's Barada, Londo General, etc. It's kind of like a card catalog. These things were great to store figures back in the day. Of course, it doesn't fall over. This one here, a lot of collectors would like. Wind up R2-D2, Anakin, Luke Stormtrooper, Yak Face, Haunted Carbonite, etc. So that's what all of these shelves are full of. I got all the old Star Wars figures, loose but complete, in mint shape, and also the G.I. Joe figures from 1982 through 1986. You'll see those down below, along at the figure with the file cards and so on. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I told you, it's almost like a hoarder's room. It's smaller than what I had in Arizona, so I can't fit as much. This is the stuff I have on display. It doesn't even include the stuff down in the basement. But you've been collecting toys as long as I have. They just kind of accumulate. Anyway, that's it. Hopefully we get to see your toy room or game room one of these days. So, that's all I got for you guys. I'll talk to you next time. Once again, this is Murph, and I wish you luck on your aimless adventure. Later.